So hello everyone. Today we see the oxidation and reduction reactions. Okay, so what is oxidation? So here we discuss. Actually, there is a different types of reactions are there, but in this lesson particularly we discuss about oxidation and reduction in terms of hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so the oxidation means if we treat an X substance, sometimes we say X is oxidized and the substance X is reduced. So when it is treated as a oxidized, when it is treated as a substance is oxidized means if it gains oxygen, simple, if it gains oxygen it is treated as oxidized, or if it loses hydrogens it is treated as it is oxidized, meaning directly we can say the addition of oxygen is called oxidation, the removal of hydrogen is also called oxidation. In the same way, opposite to that, reduction means so gaining of hydrogen by a substance is called its reduction, or losing of oxygen, nothing but removal of oxygen from a substance, is also treated as reduction. Means oxidation means gaining of oxygen, losing of hydrogens. So what about reduction means gaining of hydrogen or losing of oxygens. So we can write that we can write in the form of a definition that so what is oxidation means if the addition of so simply write in a simple manner. Oxidation means the addition of oxygen to a substance is called oxidation, or we can say in other terms removal of hydrogen from a substance. Are treated as oxidation. Okay, so when we treat a compound is reduced, when its reduction takes place means exactly opposite to this. So hydrogen first, so oxygen first compared with them. Here it is called removal of. So removal of oxygen from a substance, it treated as a reduction or addition of hydrogen or hydrogens. Hydrogen means only not single atom, one or more atoms, hydrogens to a substance is called the reduction reaction. Here one very important thing is, so addition of oxygen I think this is called oxidation, removal of hydrogen that is called oxidation. But so eప్పుడు possible of the oxidation, and if there is other compound should be there, some X compound should be there which is responsible for oxidation. ఇప్పుడు ఆక్సిడేషన్ అవ్వాలంటే ఇప్పుడు గెయినింగ్ ఆఫ్ సో అడిషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆక్సిజన్ నథింగ్ బట్ గెయినింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఆక్సిజన్ అనొచ్చు కదా. సో ఆక్సిజన్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాలన్నా, నథింగ్ బట్ హైడ్రోజన్స్ లూజ్ అవ్వాలన్నా అక్కడ ఒక అదర్ కాంపౌండ్ షుడ్ బి దేర్. సో ది ఆక్సిడేషన్కి విచ్ ఈజ్ రెస్పాన్సిబుల్, విచ్ కాజెస్ ఆక్సిడేషన్, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఆక్సిడైజింగ్ ఏజెంట్ ఆర్ ఆక్సిడెంట్. నెక్స్ట్ ఇది రెడ్యూస్ అవ్వడానికి విచ్ ఈజ్ రెస్పాన్సిబుల్, ఇది రెడ్యూస్ అవ్వాలంటే ఏం కావాలి, దీనికి హైడ్రోజన్స్ యాడ్ చేయాలి. సో దీనికి హైడ్రోజన్ డొనేట్ చేసే కాంపౌండ్, దీని నుంచి ఆక్సిజన్ రిమూవల్ చేసే సబ్స్టాన్స్ని ఏమంటాం. సో ద సబ్స్టాన్స్ విచ్ కాజెస్ రిడక్షన్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ రెడ్యూసింగ్ ఏజెంట్ ఆర్ రిడక్టాంట్. మీన్ దట్ ఇక్కడ ఆక్సిడేషన్కి హెల్ప్ చేసేదాన్ని ఏమంటాం, ఆక్సిడైజింగ్ ఏజెంట్ అంటాం. దో సబ్స్టాన్స్ causes oxidation are called oxidant, or they are also known as oxidizing agent. Next, same similarly, if a substance which is responsible for reduction, so reduction helps is the name of reducing agent. Substance causes reduction, called reductant. Reductant or reducing agent. Okay, so we see some example for good oxidizing agents and good reducing agents. So it will be separated two boxes to as possible. So first write total in one page, total write about the oxidation. After the completion of the oxidation, we can start the reduction. So just for understanding comparison purpose, I am writing like this. Okay. So what are the general? So general oxidizing agents are common oxidizing agents are oxygen, ozone. I have to remember this. There is no particular reasons. Ozone, chlorine, hydrogen peroxide, nitric acid, sulfuric acid. So the very important are potassium permanganate and potassium dichromate. So these are the good oxidizing agents. So what are the common reducing agents? So see the examples. So general all metals works as oxidizing agents, sorry, reducing agents. So mainly the first hydrogen is a non-metal, but itself it is a hydrogen means it works as a good reducing agent. And active metals. So that is a lithium. Actually, lithium is the strongest reducing agent among all elements, all metals. Not all elements, among all elements. The lithium is the strongest reducing agent, even all 1A group elements. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Okay. Next, even carbon. So carbon also works as a reducing agent. So carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and hydrogen sulfide, H2S gas. So not carbon dioxide, just only carbon monoxide. So these are about what is oxidation and what is reduction. So now we see some oxidation reduction reactions. Okay. We discuss some reactions and we identify which is oxidized and which is reduced. Just example reactions. The first one, see, it is given reactions. The copper reacts with oxygen giving Cu. What is a given reaction? Actually here copper is also solid. O2 gas, this is also given as a gas. So here O2 first balance this, 2 coppers, 2 oxygen, 2 oxygen, 2 coppers. So here just observe which is oxidized. So copper without oxygens. Here copper is combining with one oxygen. So here copper becomes cupric oxide and then copper is combined. First one copper cake and there is no zero, there is no oxygens attached to it. Here one copper key, one oxygen attached in. So copper gained oxygen means it is oxidized. So as copper gained, so here we can write a point that copper is oxidized. Copper is oxidized by with the help of O2. So it oxidized to which compound? It is oxidized to. So any given reaction situation మన ఏ మోడల్ రాయాలంటే పాయింట్స్ దిస్ కాపర్ ఈజ్ ఆక్సిడైజ్డ్. సో ఈ కాపర్ ఆక్సిడైజ్ ఏ కాంపౌండ్ లకు చేంజ్ అయింది? సో ఇట్ ఈస్ చేంజ్ టు Cu2. ఇట్స్ కాల్డ్ cupric oxide. ఓకే, cupric oxide. So which is responsible for it? This oxygen. So here oxidizing agent, here which is oxidizing agent? Here oxidizing agent is O2. Next actually ఇక్కడ O2 one oxygen molecule తీసుకుంటే దాంట్లో 2 oxygens ఉంటాయి. O bond O, actually oxygen it is like this O2 అంటే. సో ఇక్కడ so O2 become just a single oxygen. Actually total loses one oxygen itself. Actually మనం బ్యాలెన్సింగ్ కోసం ఇక్కడ 2 oxygens కౌంట్ చేస్తాం. because according to law of conservation of mass తో మనం బ్యాలెన్స్ చేయాలి కంపల్సరీ. But if you compare the single atom, so if you compare in a compound, a compound lo compare chesti ikkada O2 is a compound, ikkada 2 oxygens combined ayunnayi, but yet CuO lo only one oxygen is present, but 2 oxygens combined avale akkada. So one CuO separate, other CuO separate, only మనం combined ga 2 CuO రాస్తాం. Means we can say here oxygen is reduced. Here we can write oxygen is reduced as it loses itself. As it loses oxygens itself. So it donated it oxygen to copper. Okay, means here which is reducing agent? Copper is a reducing agent here. Okay, we see some more examples. See one more reaction. So given that cupric oxide plus H2 gas forming solid copper and H2 liquid. So this thing which is oxidized and which is reduced. So here CuO is combined with one oxygen. So here if you compare CuO becomes Cu means here in the reaction K. So this before reaction it is exactly opposite. Akkada Cu becomes CuO. So combined with an oxygen atom. So that was oxidation. Ikkada exactly reverse and manaki. CuO becomes Cu. It loses oxygen. So kabatti we can write here CuO is reduced. Reduced to which element? That is copper. The CuO becomes copper, but we can say it is reduced. So it is which is responsible for its reduction. So actually దేంతో reaction అవ్వడం వల్ల మనకి reduce అవ్వండి H2 తో reaction అవ్వడం వల్ల. So therefore we can say here reducing agent or we can say reductant. Here reductant is hydrogen gas. Okay, next we can write some other points. see here, okay, write separately, don't get confused. Here H2 becomes H2O. So two hydrogens atle unnai, but here H2 becomes H2O. So the gaining of oxygen takes place. The H2 gained oxygen from copper. Means here H2 is oxidized. H2 is oxidized. Oxidized to which compound? It is oxidized to H2. So how we are saying it is oxidized means two hydrogen same atle but one oxygen extra ochindi. The gaining of oxygen we can we know that it is oxidized. So which is responsible for it? The oxidized avadడానికి which donated the oxygen? This one. So therefore here we can say here Cu is oxidizing agent, means which is responsible for oxidant. Which is responsible for oxidation is called as oxidant. Okay, so you can observe the point that so ఏదైతే reduce అవుతుందో that works as the oxidant, ఏదైతే oxidize అవుతుందో that works as the reductant. సో ఇక్కడ CO is reduced, CO reduce అయింది, ఎక్కడ వర్క్ అయింది? oxidant గా వర్క్ అయింది. Next here H2 is oxidized. H2 itself oxidized and it reduces the H2 itself, it is oxidized and it reduces the other compounds. And ఎప్పుడైనా reduced which undergoes reduced itself, it works as the oxidant, and which undergoes oxidized, it works as reductant. Okay. See one more. So manganese dioxide. So balance equation is given. For HCl, that is given MnCl2 plus 2H2O plus Cl2. So here, so can you guess which is oxidized and which is reduced? So here manganese dioxide become MnCl2. So and manganese loses its attachment with oxygen. So here manganese is attached with two oxygens, but here it become MnCl2. So chlorine oxidation reduction mention cheyalem. So we are comparing with the help of oxygen kabatti. So manganese dioxide become MnCl2 losing two oxygen. So here we can say MnO2 is reduced, losing of oxygen, simply you can say reduced. So MnO2 is reduced to which compound? MnCl2. So what is the reductant? It is reduced order which is responsible HCl like that, because the hydrogen took that oxygens. So we can write here reductant is HCl. We know exactly reverse thing takes place. So HCl is gained oxygen. So HCl becomes H2O. So HCl become H2O means HCl it loses Cl. So Cl to manaki Cl gaining losing to there is no change, but HCl become H2O. So it is oxidized as it gains oxygens. So here hydrogen gains oxygen, it is oxidized. So hydrogen is oxidized. And what is oxidant here? So in this reaction, so oxidant is MnO2, because MnO2 is the responsible for the oxidation of hydrogen carbon. Here Cl there is no particular explanation. Okay, so manaki so other compounds ki so general explanation of oxidation reduction in this chapter we are discussing only in terms of hydrogen and oxygen. So manaki further classes lo oxidation power, oxidation number to untadi. So oxidation number to మనం oxidation reduction identify చేయాలంటే we have to know oxidation number concept separately. In further chapters, we will discuss it. Because if you compare, if you see exactly, Cl minus, actually H plus Cl minus becomes Cl2 or this power 0. So we can say it is oxidized. But here we are discussing only in terms of hydrogen and oxygen. So we don't write any points about chlorine. Mg plus O2. So can you write the points for it? Okay, try to write the points yourself. Okay, I write it. Last two example you have to try. So here magnesium is oxidized to MgO. So here what is oxidant? So oxidant is O2. O2 is oxidant. Next. So O2 itself it is reduced. O2 is reduced as itself it loses to magnesium. Okay, so magnesium ki the oxygen donate is but it's called it is reduced. So similarly, one more example. So here can you guess? So here there is no oxygen term. So come on hydrogen terms to tritr. So here Br to become HBr. So Br to become HBr means bromine is added by hydrogens. So added by hydrogens kabatti here bromine is reduced because gaining of hydrogens kabatti. So it becomes HBr. So we can write here bromine is reduced by which compound? H2S. Okay, దాన్ని మనం reductant అంటాం. So reduced to hydrogen bromide. So what is the reductant which is responsible for it? Reductant is H2S because it is it gained hydrogen from H2S. Okay, so here we can write one more point. H2S, here H2S become S. H2S loses its hydrogens to bromine. So now we can write H2S is reduced or oxidized. H2S loses hydrogens kabatti. So here we can write H2S is oxidized. H2S is oxidized to sulfur. Okay, so what is oxidant and which is responsible for its oxidation? So oxidant is bromine because bromine taken its hydrogens kabatti bromine get reduced. And we know that either reduce avuddu oxidant laga work chestadi. Either oxidation avuddu that works as a reductant. Okay. So after seeing these examples, we are able to observe a point that in maximum reactions, oxidation takes place and reduction takes place. If oxidation takes place and reduction is also takes place maximum. But in some reaction there is no oxidation is there, there is no reduction was there. In some reactions it is also like that, there is no oxidation and there is no reduction. But all we see the examples which are having both oxidation and reduction. So this type of reactions are called redox reactions. Just we write it as a note. So the reactions in which both oxidation takes place are called reduction oxidation. So reduction oxidation, they are combining word red ox, so are known as redox reactions. Okay, so this is about the oxidation and reduction. Okay, tomorrow we see the next topic.